Hello and welcome to our Saturdays with Tara Hangout on Air. I'm Mary Beth at the Law of Attraction Club, and we're on the web at the loaclub.com. On these hangouts, we collaborate with our friends Tara. This hangout is the summary of our theme for the week and continues on our member conference line with live Q&A. Today's topic is Law of Attraction Defined. Keep it simple, get confident, and change your life. You can get invites to our open calls, which we offer periodically, and our free letting go process by going to the loaclub.com. So now we're going to welcome Tara, who will be coming through Robin. So over to the hordes.
Welcome to our discussion. You'll note we titled this as Understanding It, but Keeping It Simple. We're going to revisit our law of attraction definition, not so much as a new definition, but as a new way of looking at it. We want to think about understanding who you are, what you are, how it all works. These are cosmic concepts, and yet we also want to focus on simplicity. If keeping it simple feels good to you as a way of understanding it, then of course you know what we're going to say. Good for you. That's for you to decide. The simplest definition is what you believe becomes. What you choose to believe and expect about you and your world becomes you and your world. What you believe in the core of your being defines everything you experience. Those beliefs may be conscious and easily recognized, but mostly they'll be well practiced and deeply embedded within your greater consciousness. But no matter where you have them stored, they are all changeable. Now is always your point of creation. Each of you will pick your own depth to dive into this, and our intention is to support you at any level of understanding you choose to go to. But it's powerful to have that understanding. It's powerful to really know how things work. And here's why. Understanding inspires confidence, and confidence is key to making changes. This week, this one fell into quite a hole, and there seemed to be no way out of it. But here's the thing. His confidence was low right there and then that he could create something different. But his ultimate confidence in the truth of who he is and how this law of attraction stuff works was not in question, because he gets it. He gets that despite the seeming reality of this physical world, it's only a virtual reality. He gets that although science has a hugely detailed story about this physicalness, they have no idea who you are and what the nature of consciousness is. They are looking for answers within the puzzle, and the answers do not exist within the puzzle. You have to read the instruction manual, and that's what we're in the process of creating with you here. He gets that although there seem to be others in the world with the power to thwart his ambitions, he's the one dispensing that power. And those who are in his world are all a resonant match to what he's vibrating. They're all simply following the screenplay he's handing out. He gets the ultimate simplicity of the truth. He sees how logical it is. And he knows that within this truth lies the answer to every question he ever has. He knows this stuff, And what he knew was this hole was of his making, and as surely as he made it, he could climb out of it. So the basic facts of life were not in question. What was in question right then was his seeming ability to take advantage of that truth. He had the blahs. Our suggestion to him was, go simple. Don't try to hold to an exact plan of the way everything must be. You're trying to force fit everything into that plan, and you're working against yourself. Keep it simple. Go general. What's the essence of what you're looking for? And now we're going to use some simple words here that might seem allegorical. They are not. The literal and exact truth of what happened then was new Robin and new world. The world he stepped into the next day was not the same version he had occupied the day before. So we say, choose to be confident, because there's power in that. And all of you, at times, when you're playing this game of life on earth, dig yourself a hole and step into it. Changing the way things are doesn't happen unless you make a decision to change. It can be as simple as just go with the essence of what you want and then stay the course. Choosing to know who you are really helps with that. And you can do that without getting lost in what can seem like enormous ideas. What seems enormous also often seems complex. But there's a difference. The truth of who you are may be enormous, but it's very simple. And how you create is very simple. So let's get into all of that. We're going to review the fundamentals in our law of attraction definition. And then we're going to focus on the simple concepts that will most easily help you create what you want. Because theory is no use without practice. And practice is what this discussion is really all about. We've been wrestling with some meaty subjects over these last few months. As we get into topics like death, topics that by their very nature take us beyond time and space, it seems that our discussions inevitably get a little esoteric because we're discussing infinite concepts with language from a familiar and very finite world. And some of you get a little bamboozled as you try to take it all in. We start from this place at the core of everything, where everything is elegantly simple. Then along comes you and your story. And that's where the complexity starts. Because you are imagining this space-time world of yours into existence. And there are no limits to your imagination or your creation. It's a complex world, and because you are immersed within it and engaged with it and thinking within its frames of reference, it's natural for you to want to define and explain everything using the familiar concepts of that context. You ask questions like, when I die, what happens next? Who or what will I see? Your scientists are seeking a theory of everything, a comprehensive explanation of the nature of things that reconciles the Newtonian world with the world of quantum physics. Well, here's our theory of everything. As we said, it's simple. It's the truth about all things, in all times and spaces, and in no times and no spaces. It's the truth about you. It's the truth about God. Let's call it the absolute description of everything. You're a timeless, spaceless consciousness. an always connected extension of the collective consciousness of all that is. You are defined by and exist because of the creative power of your desires and intentions and chosen beliefs and expectations. You always exist within a context that matches who you are. When you choose a new belief and it becomes, at all levels, an expectation, you step into a new version of you in a new matching context. That's it. It's the Alpha and the Omega. It's the complete story of you, and you are the creator of it all. When you choose a new belief and it becomes at all levels an expectation, you step into a new version of you in a new matching context. Do you see how those words reveal the truth about what you call the law of attraction? Do you see why we say it's fundamental to every part of who and what you are and everything you experience? Are you seeing how simple this is? Let's look at some law of attraction definitions. From Abraham, that which is like unto itself is drawn. Our words on this would be, everything about you and your context is a perfect match. From Michael Lozier, I attract to my life whatever I give my attention, energy, and focus to, whether positive or negative. These are good words, but there's more to the story than this. Rather than attract to your life, we would say attract into your experience, because your worlds are not real. They are a virtual reality you're creating in order to have those experiences. And much of that virtual reality is not a function of your right now focus, energy, or attention. It's there because of your stored tapestry of expectations. So our definition goes like this. You attract into your experience, moment by moment, unique to you, a version of you and your physical and non-physical worlds that matches the sum of your chosen beliefs and expectations. We say moment by moment because there is no ongoing solid world. It's like the frames of a movie that looks flowing and continuous, but each frame is a now creation. We say unique to you because there is no shared world. There's just the virtual world you're creating. And within it are the versions and everything and everybody that are a match to you. We say version because with every new choice you step into a new version of you and your virtual reality. Those others you have invited in are all a match to you, even as you, in their virtual reality, are a match to them. Infinite matching versions of reality simultaneously exist. Okay, you might be thinking, but this is all a bit mind-blowing. We say, just step back from it a bit and see how elegantly simple it is. You're in charge of everything. Everything. But okay, we get that trying to imagine different versions of you existing simultaneously can be a bit tricky at first. It's absolute truth, but it's not the way you're used to thinking. So let's get to some simple ways of looking at life. Our simple law of attraction definition is, what you choose to believe becomes. Every belief is a choice. Beliefs are not a function of what is, because beliefs create what is. To step into a new what is, choose to believe something new. And then, as Abraham says, allow it, line up with it. Our words would be, practice that new chosen belief into every fiber of your being until it becomes a part of your expectation tapestry. Know it consciously, subconsciously, and superconsciously. That is true alignment. When you have alignment, you have manifestation. What you choose to believe becomes. Here's the simple way to know when you're on course to what you want. You feel good. When you're off course, you feel bad. So very simply, be aware of your feelings. From Abraham. How do you feel about those things that you're giving most of your attention to? If there's something in your life that gives you negative emotion almost every time you think about it, we would do anything that we would do to get that negative thing out of our awareness. Indeed, and amen. Don't settle ever, ever, ever for feeling bad. Every time you choose to feel better, it makes a huge difference. Nothing is more important than choosing to feel good. And part of that choice to feel good may mean choosing to keep it simple. We're always going to offer you the bigger picture, and we'll always encourage you to know more completely who you are, because then you'll be able to figure out the answer to every question you have and more freely go where you've never gone before. But you're the one who's in charge here. Accept nothing from anybody or any entity that in any way does not seem like it's a fit for you. As always, take what feels good, leave the rest. What you believe becomes. And if you're feeling good, you're heading in the direction of what you want. If you don't feel good, that's okay. Treat yourself with compassion and find some simple things that can help you out of the hole. Things like, what's the essence of what you want? And when you're comfortable with the essence, then the details will emerge, often in ways that will absolutely surprise and delight you. Be confident. Expect a little surprise and delight, and that will become your experience. And now we move to our longer discussion and any questions you might have or stories you would like to share.
This Hangout on Air was the summary of our theme for the week. We do 3 live calls a week with Q&A for our members on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You can become a member by going to the loaclub.com/join. Our longer discussion continues now with Q&A on our member conference line. So back to Robin and Tara.